Dum, 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 dum. Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. My name is Alton Henry. Welcome to Underrated Movies, my channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Today, I would like to talk to you about a very underrated QT movie, Quentin Tarantino. A movie that, well, not a lot of people enjoyed, but you know what? I thought it was one of his better movies. I liked it better than, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I liked it better than Jackie Brown. I also liked it better than, ooh, well, I mean, I might like it better than Django Unchained, and I think I might also like it better than. Sorry, guys, I might like it even better than Pulp Fiction. I said it. I said I like it better than Pulp Fiction. It's his second attempt at a Western. It's the highly underrated Western mystery film, The Hateful Eight. You gotta hate eight. Yeah, I know, that was pretty bad. You know. Starring an all-star old-timing cast with Walter Goggins, Samuel L. Jackson, Jennifer Jason Lynch, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, special guest Channing Tatum, and Bruce Stern, and I'm sure there's more. Yeah, I'm not even gonna name them all, but anyway, all-star cast, all-star movie. This movie, attention-filled, claustrophobic, which I believe, which it's one of those movies that's set in one setting. If you are a fan of Quentin Tarantino's work, you know that a majority of his films, it features one setting and it expands that scene for a long periods of time, and he does that very well. He's an incredible writer who's able to stretch out scenes that can go for an extensive amount of time. From let's say he could have a bar scene that could stretch out for 20 minutes, and they could talk about nothing, and it's entertaining as heck, and it's intense as hell, and he is that talented of a writer to pull something off like that. And I've seen tons of intense, or quite a few movies that try to pull off the same vibe, but you can't beat Quentin Tarantino. You can't beat him. I'm telling you, you can't beat his ass. He's got that. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Probably my second favorite. I just love his writing. His writing's so colorful, cartoonic. But anyway, with The Hateful Eight, the story revolves around a bounty hunter who's taken a prisoner. Jennifer Jason Lynch is the prisoner, and Kurt Russell, I forgot to mention him, is the bounty hunter who's transferring her to a little town called Red Rock, I believe, to get hanged. And he is accompanied by lone stranger Samuel L. Jackson, another bounty hunter, to go on along with this journey to turn in his bounty. And along for the ride, once they get to Little Rock, they meet another foul-mouthed, racist platoon little soon-to-be sheriff who was also in the Civil War, played by Walter Goggins. And once they make it to a small little cabin, once the weather gets a little intense for them in the cold winters of Wyoming, they may not be able to get to Little Rock after all, because in the cabin that they're staying could be potential aid for Jennifer Jason Lynch's escape. And once stuck inside that cabin, it's a whole nose bar mystery, detective, kind of like thriller, kind of claustrophobic, where rest of the movie, after like 30 minutes of setting it up and once into that cabin, the whole movie takes place in this cabin. And the movie is almost 3 hours long. I happened to see the roadshow version when it first came out at the lovely Tower Theater. 70 millimeter. Bam. That the whole film stretches to that length of almost 3 hours about interrogating, see which one is legit as to who's not in league with the prisoner, while others might have other intentions that might be sickening of their own. And the movie really takes its time fleshing out these characters, getting to know them more. And Quentin Tarantino is dynamite when you get to know the characters, even if you don't like the characters somehow, some way. I mean, even the characters are somewhat despicable. You find a way to like them. Surprisingly, you find a way to root for them, and you do root for some of these characters where they're just you just hate them. You hate them and you love them. You have a hate-love relationship with these characters. Certainly with also with Walter Goggins and Samuel L. Jackson's character. And once that and what's the suspense builds up, and I'm telling you, this is pure gold. I love how this movie is directed and how he slowly builds it up and how he does it. Wow, I like to say this. The suspense is more enthralling compared to a horror film. To a horror film, the horror film would be not like an amateur horror film or whatever. This movie, the tension is scary because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, when it does, it's disastrous, and not in a good way too. I mean, it's brutal. It's violent. It's bloody. There are some gruesome scenes and a little bit exaggerant violence in this. So anybody who's squeamish to gory violence, you might want to avoid this film. But this movie is just freaking fun. I love this movie. I think it's better than the Django Unchained, because towards the end of Django Unchained, the last 30 minutes of it felt too cartoony. I mean, the ending of this feels cartoony too, but not as cartoony compared to Django Unchained. Now, the reason I said that, because I don't know, it just, Quentin Tarantino has a vibe of cartoonish in his films, even with Inglourious Basterds, which I'm excited to talk about. It just has a cartoonish feeling where just certain things happen, or when you witness it. I don't know if you've a fan of Quentin Tarantino's films and you get that vibe. There's a cartoonish feel to it, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I also think it's his style, and he uses it in a way to, or just the way that it feels. It feels more engaging. It really does. I don't know how to really explain it too well, but it feels really engaging. Unless you've and I think it also has to do with the writing. The writing is just so colorful with the characters' dialogue. It's just so out there. No other director can compare to Quentin Tarantino's writing. This has to be one of Samuel Jackson's better movies. It's probably one of my favorite role of his. And the dude is like 60, and he kicks ass in this. Walter Goggins, I think this movie is kind of a breakout performance for him. He was good. If you see him in Justified, he was really good in this. But I think this movie he kind of steals the show. And I think the movie is mostly about his character, because I feel like his character stands out compared to all the other characters in the film. Bruce Dern, he's a background character pretty much. Channing Tatum cameos in this. His performance from what he's in there is good as well. Jennifer Jason Leigh earned her Best Supporting Actress nomination. Actually, she should have won, in my opinion. She should have gotten that sucker. Everybody else is good. I feel like what's the actor's name? Damien Be Sure, I felt like he was underused. I thought he could have been out a little bit more, but I thought his character was too out there, too cartoonish for me. So his character wasn't as believable. So when they got rid of him, it didn't affect me as much. But everybody else was good, and Tim Roth was a little out there too. But like I said, this movie has a cartoony vibe. Quentin Tarantino's movies kind of have a cartoony vibe, except for his Reservoir Dogs and Jackie Brown. But I have no flaws with this film, really. I really don't. I mean, anybody who doesn't like those movies that were set in one room, this might not be for the film for you, because the movie has a setting of that for 2.5 hours. And if you're not one who finds that boring and not enjoyable, I recommend you at least give it a try. At least give a try to Quentin Tarantino's work, to see if his dialogue, to see if his style of filmmaking can really get you into it. Because I'm telling this, I mean, he could write a scene about a pencil, you know, and he'll stretch it out for like 5 minutes long, and it'll be a work of art. It'll be a scene of art. I'm telling you. Man, I have to give this 5 out of 5 stars. Really, I really have no issues with this movie, except maybe just with that actor Damien Boucheur's character. I felt like he was just too cartoony. I felt like his character just basically just came out of a Looney Tunes skit. And Tim Roth, I think he could have kind of chilled down a little bit on the accent that he had there, but I think everybody else in there was really good. Jennifer Jason Leigh stole the show, and Walter Goggins. Samuel L. Jackson is really good in this. I really enjoyed him in this film. This is one of Quentin Tarantino's better movies, and I really think it's going to be overlooked a lot. I really do. I mean, not a lot of people enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it. I recommend that. I encourage you guys to go scout this movie out and go watch it. So please give it a watch. I think this is going to be his less talked about movie. Hopefully, by you watching this video, those who've seen it, the movie will get much more of a better reputation over time. Okay, my rating for this is 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, no problems with this movie. Okay, so if you like this video, you can give it a like. You can also follow me on Twitter, or if you have the app Stardust, you can follow me on that. I post more reviews on Stardust, and I will see you on my next video.
Man, talk about big lip. This big head right here got a big lip.